Okay, I'm back out here. I'm going to work on the power box and my remote um, control from, or the control for my lathe. I want to remotely mount it from the power box, so I'm going to add enough wire to what I was working on here. I'm going to add enough wire here to reach around the back of the back of the lathe. What I got is I've got an old printer wire. I've got a ton of these dang printer wires around. I never threw any of them away. And they're, the wires in them, I cut the ends off of this one already. Dropped it on the floor. Anyway, the wires are plenty heavy enough for the switch and the LED. So this is what I'm going to use to go back to that power box. And then I'll end up with a power cord yet to the motor, the feed motor that I'm putting on. I'm going to set you up here, try to set you up here, so that you're a little closer to the action. The last video I did was kind of a far away, so I'm going to try to set you up, actually upside down. Let it take this mount out loose and turn it around. I can put this mount on either way, upright or upside down. I'm going to put it on upside down so that the camera's the same way as what I'm looking at. It was mounted on the last video so that everything was upside down. And then I'm going to scoot you over the top where I'm working. Try to get the holder carefully. The other camera that was acting up on me gave up on me entirely now, so I'm going to take it back to where I bought it and try to exchange it for a new one. I should have took it back right away because I didn't know if it was the card or if it was the camera, and I'm beginning to think now that it was the camera the whole time that was messing up. Okay, here should be a little closer to the action here, where I'm going to be soldering the wires, and I'll move my box in over here, and the box, the first ones I'm going to hook up are the LED lights. It's the black and the red, if you remember from the last video. So now I've got to take this wire, like I say, this is a printer wire. I wanted to, actually, I was looking for, I had some old phone cords that would be coiled, but I didn't find any. Don't know what I done with them. Oh, I'm going to put a piece of heat shrink on. I want to put a piece of heat shrink on this wire before I clamp it up here. Make it a lot easier. And that's pretty small. That won't work. And like this. I don't know what length. I might go with just half a length of. I don't need it to be that long. Go about half a length. And we'll stick that on here. Come on. Fingers don't want to work. A little bit of the shakes this morning, I guess. Okay, so we'll put that on here. This will act as a heat sink anyway, so that the heat can't get back to the, hopefully. Okay, and then we take this, and it's the red and the black, so we don't want the white, we want the black. And I'm wondering if I shouldn't put a big piece of heat shrink. You know what? I think I'm going to cut it on the other side of this. They're like a frequency control or something. I'm not exactly sure what their purposes are, but I'm going to cut that off. That way I can put a piece of heat shrink over the whole thing and beef it up a little bit. So we'll take and trim this back again. Okay. And we don't need the ground shield at all. We just need the 4 wires. I think I'm going to go a little longer than that. That's kind of short. This trimmer isn't meant for wire this size. That's why I'm spinning it back and forth, just to cut the insulation and then get this tin foil off here. Like I say, I don't need the grounding shield. I'm not worried about it picking up a frequency or anything. So trim that off. And we want black and red and green, and the white will be the switch. So we want red and black. Red, and black. And we'll trim off that. And solder over here. Little flux. Dab a little flux on it. And let's get this up here. We'll come in from this way. Black Friday today, so I'm not one to fight the crowds, so I decided to spend some time out here instead. My wife will probably go. Hopefully I won't get drug along. She's not one to fight crowds either, but neither one of us like the crowds much. Okay, so that one's soldered up, and slide the heat shrink over it. And again, I don't have my heat gun, so just give it a quick flash of heat there. And then we want the black one next. Same thing. Give it a trim. Oops, I had the wrong one. There we go. And we'll dab a little flux on it. Put this, actually I'm going to dab a little flux on that one too. On both of them. Notice the last one didn't want to take on that wire coming out of the control box very well. Hopefully I ain't off screen over here. Ah. Yeah. Oh, heat shrink. Yeah, just about forgot. I'm going to put some heat shrink on that. Although it doesn't really need to have heat shrink on both the negative and the positive, but I'll put it on there anyway. Okay. And see if we can't get it soldered together. Oops. Well, I keep pushing the wire down. There we go. And slide this over it. And give it a little bit of a flash. And now we have the two switch wires, which are gray and green, and I'll be using white and green. So stick a little flux on the green one. Clamp it in there and trim the green. They don't care. This doesn't carry much for amperage. Just milliamps is all it needs to carry to trigger that. So this should work all right on the switch. Again, I forgot my heat shrink. This time I'll put yellow on there. Oops. Okay. Take that off. That off. Slide the heat shrink over. Give it a flash of heat. Not my thumb though. Try to get my thumb out of the way. Alright. And then put this yellow heat shrink on this one. Slide it up as far as I can. And then clamp it in. Yeah, I might have to trim some of this off. It's just a little bit long. Otherwise it'll shrink up and then I won't be able to slide it. There we go. Alright, and this will be the white one. Have that on there. Oops. The wires. I don't like the way that looks. I want this turned. I want this. Sometimes I wish these clips were a little stronger, and then other times I go, they're too strong. The beeping behind me, if you hear it, is the micro card that I had in that camera that went bad, and it kind of messed that card up. I'm trying to do a full format on it. Come on. There we go. That's kind of a big blob on there that time, but it'll work. Slide that over. My battery went dead on the camera, and the camera shut down in the middle of me discovering my power box had been shorted out. It was underneath a piece of heat shrink that I only heat shrink one side, and apparently the solder had a little bit of a flash or a point on it that actually punctured the heat shrink. So anyway, I ended up having to cut the heat shrink off, and it was right here, these two right here were. So I will take and probably not have to tape it now because I'm not going to unsolder it. So I'm going to put you back in the camera tripod stand here. Set this over here, put the lid on it. Put the heat shrink back. Alright. Yeah, stuck on itself, making a mess here. I don't want that. Try it again. Better. Much better. This time I'm going to wrap a few wraps around. And snip it off. Move this out of the way. Oops. This back over here. Banging the camera around. Make sure everything works yet. Still got the power box plugged in. So looks good to me. And this actually is a switch to just switch the unit or the rheostat or whatever you want to call it, variable. It just switches that unit off. This switches all the power off. So, and then this never stays. It never stays shut off. So the purpose of that I do not know. Why they even bothered putting that on there, but that was part of the unit when I bought this unit. Came with the rheostat, the readout, and that. And this is a percentage of the voltage. It's not a speed or anything. It's 0%. And if I go like that, that's 20% of the 12 volts that's going through. So, and it just raises the voltage of that up to 100%. Anyway, it's ready to get mounted back onto the lathe, and for that I'm not going to video any of that. So I can get this out of here, upside down and all around. Anyway, I'm going to mount this on the lathe, and when I get all done I'll show you the final, the way it looks when I get done, and how it performs. These other wires that I have here, I may use them like, I think it was the blue and the black. I think it was like 17 volts. One of them was 17 volts. I thought I had written it down somewhere. But anyway, I may use that for an LED light, and put an LED light up above underneath my tool tray here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I might put some LED lights up under here, pointing down. It'll help light up the. I did have a light back here, but I'm not really happy with it. I don't even use it. You can see that it's pushed up. But if I had some LED lights, maybe a one of those strips, those 12-volt strips. But anyway, the motor is right here. All I have to do is put that control box back on here and plug in the wires, and then the wire that we just soldered up will go in under here and or go around the side here and around back. It'll go around to the back side of this pegboard that I got here. So anyway, yeah, like I say, I don't know. I'll try to get that done today, but I don't know if I'll get it videoed today. And then tomorrow I'm going to be busy. I'm going to try to be busy helping a friend of mine do his and get his all set up. His is going on an Atlas lathe, an old Atlas lathe. It's actually a really nice shape Atlas lathe that he had picked up. I have an Atlas lathe that I haven't done anything with that I bought from my father-in-law. I haven't moved it up here yet. I have a lathe and a test stand for alternators. I bought his alternator business contemplating on going into that, but after doing a few, I'm not so sure I want to even do that. I thought maybe that would be something for me to tinker around with during retirement, but yeah, I don't think so. I'd rather work on little engines and stuff. So anyway, that's going to be it for now, and we'll catch you later. Alright, I got it all mounted up on the lathe, and here's what it looks like. The power box is mounted in the back. Cord comes around the end, comes underneath, and hooks up to this. It goes underneath and hooks up to the unit. And turn it on, just flip it on. It's set at 0. It's set to go that direction. Turn it up. Kick the feed in. And then I can slow it down. Run it wide open. And then I can go the other direction. So I think it's going to work pretty nice. We'll have to let you know how it goes. We'll let you know what how it works and everything after I use it a while. And but I think it'll work all right.